Some people sleep for 8 hours, take breaks, cancel plans, even spend entire weekends doing nothing, and still wake up tired. Not physically tired, something deeper, like your mind never fully sat down, like even your rest is still carrying weight. Visual, empty room with sunlight. You tell yourself you just need more sleep, more discipline, maybe less screen time. But there's a strange feeling underneath it all, because even during quiet moments, your body still feels slightly alert, like something in you refuses to completely power down. And the unsettling part is, you may have been living this way for so long, you no longer notice it happening. Most people think exhaustion only comes from doing too much. But psychology has been showing something else for years. The brain doesn't only get tired from activity, it also gets tired from suppression, from emotional monitoring, from internal tension, from constantly managing yourself. Visual, slow-moving light patterns. You see it in small moments. You sit down to relax, but immediately reach for your phone. You finally get free time, but feel strangely restless. You try to watch a movie, and halfway through, your mind drifts back into unfinished conversations, worries, or imagined future problems. Your body is technically resting, but your nervous system isn't. And over time, this creates a very specific kind of exhaustion, the kind that sleep alone cannot fix, because the real problem was never just physical fatigue, it was hidden mental vigilance. Psychologists sometimes describe this as chronic cognitive load. Your brain keeps running background processes even when nothing dangerous is happening, like a laptop with 20 invisible tabs open. Individually, each tab seems small, but together, they slowly drain the battery. Visual, abstract brain animation. Maybe one tab is constantly analyzing how people see you, another is replaying old mistakes, another is scanning for future problems before they happen, another is suppressing emotions you never fully processed. And because these processes became automatic, you mistake them for your personality. You think, this is just how I am. But it isn't. It's adaptation. And that changes everything. A lot of this starts earlier than people realize, especially if your environment taught you that relaxing wasn't emotionally safe, not necessarily dangerous, just unsafe. There's a difference. Maybe you grew up around unpredictability. A parent's mood could shift suddenly. Conflict appeared without warning. Love sometimes felt conditional. Or maybe you learned that being productive made you valuable, that resting too long meant laziness, that slowing down created guilt. Visual. Person sitting alone at night. So your brain adapted, not through conscious choice, but through survival learning. Behavioral psychology calls this conditioning. Your nervous system began associating alertness with safety, and over time, constant mental activity became your normal state. Even when life became calmer later, your brain kept using the old strategy, because the brain values familiarity more than peace. That's important. The brain is not always trying to make you happy. It's trying to make you predictable. And if stress became familiar, stillness can start feeling uncomfortable. That's why some people feel strangely anxious during rest. Silence feels unnatural. Unstructured time feels heavy. And calm moments almost feel wrong. Visual. Waves moving slowly. Not because you enjoy suffering, but because your nervous system became calibrated for movement, like a car engine left running for years. Eventually, you stop hearing the noise. But the engine is still burning fuel. There's another layer most people miss. Your brain has two major systems constantly interacting. One handles focused tasks, the other activates during rest and internal reflection. Neuroscientists call this second system the default mode network. And ironically, for many people, Rest activates the very thoughts that exhaust them most. Because when external distractions disappear, internal noise gets louder. Unprocessed emotions surface. Identity fears appear. Loneliness becomes harder to avoid. Visual. Notebook with one sentence written. So instead of truly resting, you unconsciously escape. Scrolling. Over-consuming content. Keeping yourself mentally occupied. Not because you're lazy, because your brain is protecting you from emotional discomfort. This is why some people can spend an entire day resting online and still feel depleted afterward. Their attention never actually settled. Their nervous system never fully exited defensive mode. Real rest requires more than stopping activity. It requires internal permission to feel safe without constant stimulation. And that's the part many people were never taught. But here's where things become hopeful. If